Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Sammy here with another video, and in today's video we are reviewing and talking about my May goals and then jumping into the goals that I've set for June. And so I have my Moxie Life Planner with me, and I'm looking at what I set my goals for in May, and there wasn't a lot. If you remember when we did that video, I only had 3 goals for the whole month, and I really didn't do any weekly goals or daily action steps or daily habits, just because May was such a crazy month with moving from our old house and with my parents into our new house. There was a lot of change and just uprooting that I didn't feel like it would be fair for myself to have all these things I wanted to get done when I really didn't have the time or the resources to get them done. And I think that's something important to acknowledge and realize when you're setting goals, is if you know that your month is going to be super busy, or you're going to be doing something that you're normally not doing, like moving or being on vacation or whatever that may be, don't set a lot of things for you to do, just because they're not going to get done. And so I feel like because I acknowledged that in the beginning, I feel really pleased with how May went. So anyway, let's talk about it. So for fun and recreation, I wanted to make sure that I did a Mother's Day lunch with my mom. This is a tradition that we've done every year now for like the last three years. And it's been so much fun. I really enjoyed doing it with my mom. We go to lunch, me, my mom, and my sister, and now my daughter, because ever since she's been born, and it's just a fun thing to do. We go to lunch and shopping the day before Mother's Day, and I still wanted to make sure that we honor that tradition despite all the craziness that was in my life during May. But I think it actually worked out better this year because we were all living together, and so we literally were just able to get ready and leave instead of trying to negotiate and figure things out. If I were to have lived anywhere else. And so that went great. For work and learning, it was the end of the school year, but I still wanted to get a good start for next year. I know, it's crazy. But I put start to plan first term for 2023-2024, which is crazy to think that that's like a thing. And I did do that. I started prepping, I started planning. I met with the other teacher in my cohort that teaches the same grades as me. And we have some really good ideas for next year. And I'm really excited to see what's going to happen. And I've thought about sharing more about teaching and what I do as a teacher on my channel. So maybe I will show some like summer prepping and planning, how I plan out my year, unit planning, that kind of stuff. I know I've mentioned that before in other videos, and I just really haven't gotten around to it because even as a third-year teacher, I still feel like I'm figuring crap out. And I probably will feel that way next year as a fourth-year teacher. And so that's just kind of how that goes. But it felt really good to get that started. And the year is over. We're officially in summer, which is super exciting. And then the last thing that I have, which this one should be no surprise considering I've already been talking about it through this whole video, with physical environment, was to pack and move. And so we did all of that. And as you can see, we're in our new home and it is fantastic. It was a crazy month. Like I said, we had to be out of our house the beginning of May, and then we had nowhere to go because our house that we live in now was still being built. And so my parents were super gracious to let us live with them for a few weeks. And then we actually got to move in sooner than we thought we were going to. And so it's just been so nice to have our own space back and to have our lives, our routines, and all of that. And so that was May. And I think this is the one and only time I can say that I've accomplished all of my goals for the month, which is awesome. It's exciting. It kind of feels like I cheated a little, but I didn't, because these are still all things that I wanted to accomplish regardless of moving or not. And so, I mean, this is just the season of life I'm in, so a win's a win, right? So going on to my reflection, I kind of just chicken scratched on here, and I'm just going to read to you what I wrote, or kind of like paraphrase, because I did not fill out every section this month because I didn't feel like I could. But I did say my biggest wins for the month were moving into our new house and finishing the school year strong. May was a rough month with teaching. I feel like it was just rough after all of our state testing's done, because all the students were like, testing's done, so school's done. And we're like, no, we still have a month left of school. You need to focus. But it was fine. It all went well. And I'm really excited for next year. I'm at my same school, which I'm excited for. I'm a little bummed out just because I did apply at some other schools, and those job interviews just didn't work out the way I would have liked them to. So that does make me a little sad, but I know what I'm doing at my school. I love the people that I work with, and so I'm just trying to look on the bright side of things and tweaking some things in my classroom and curriculum to make the best of next year. And I'm hoping that it goes better. And then skipping down to what I learned this month, I wrote that I learned that I'm always learning and I can grow in many ways. I also learned that I am in control of myself and my happiness. And that kind of goes back to with work and just basically everything in my life right now. Things don't always work out the way that you want them to. I've learned that a lot recently with different things. And you can't control that, but you can control how you react to it, or if you react at all. And so I am trying to be better about reacting in a positive way and thinking about, okay, this is the situation. What can I do about it? Or what can I control? Instead of thinking about the whole situation and what I can control and what I can't control. And so I just want to be more in charge of myself and my happiness and living my best life. I shared a quote on Instagram a few days ago that talks about being the main character of your life, and that you are in charge of defining who you are. And to be a main character means you're not letting others tell you what to do or tell you who you are. And I just love that so much, because I've really always wanted that main character energy, and I always feel like I don't have that kind of energy because I'm so focused on what other people think or making other people happy instead of myself. And I'm done doing that. And so, I don't know. I just want to be in control of myself and everything. And I know that was a lot, but it's just what I'm feeling right now. What I'm most grateful for right now, I'm grateful for my job. I'm grateful for myself and the desire that I have to grow. And so I really feel like reflecting a lot on the school year in May made me more grateful for the job that I have, because most of the time I'm like, this sucks. I love teaching, but I'm just like, the kids can get on my nerves sometimes. Parents, just the system itself is screwed up. And so it's a really hard and draining job. But just reflecting on it, I'm just so grateful for my job, and I'm grateful that I have the opportunity and the ability to be a teacher, because this is what I've always wanted to do with my life. And so I am grateful for that. I'm grateful for myself and for my willingness to want to grow in different ways, and for kind of putting myself out here. With moving, I've wanted to move for a while, and I'm the one that kind of pushed that life change for my husband and I. And then it became super real when we were packing and we walked through our new house and we were signing papers, and I just started getting all this anxiety because I was scared. Just because I'm a very shy, quiet, introverted person in real life. I probably don't seem that way on YouTube or in social media in general, but I like to keep to myself a lot. And so just thinking about moving and trying to make friends and everything, I'm like, I'm not gonna be able to do this. And that freaked me out. But now that we're here and I just have this willingness to push myself, I'm just grateful for that. I'm grateful that I am doing this. I'm trying new things. I'm gonna put myself out there, and it's gonna be great. At least I hope it is. We'll see. Habits I want to nurture next month. I just said that I want to focus on the habits that go with my self-care challenge, which I'll talk about those in a minute. And then areas I want to focus on are just my health and my personal areas of life. And overall, I rated May a 7. I feel like it was a good month. There's progress made. I didn't want to like give it a 8 or a 9 because even though I accomplished everything, it wasn't a lot. So maybe I am selling myself a little short there. But I feel like 7 was appropriate for the month that it was. So now let's jump into June. Here's June. It's a lot more happy and cute, and I'm excited for June. One thing that I love about the summer is I feel like I can focus a lot more on myself. And so that's kind of the focus for June. I have a focus for each month, which sometimes I do that, sometimes I don't. I'm going to read you the focus and then what I want to do in each category because there's something for each category this month. So for personal, my focus is a reset. I'm hitting that reset button on myself. With a lot of the changes that are happening in my life, I feel like that is appropriate. I also feel like with it being halfway through the year, we need to tweak some things. We need to reset on some things in my life, and I'm giving my permission to do that. I'm not the same Sammy I was in January or even December when I was setting my goals. And so I feel like a reset's appropriate. I know there's a quarterly refresh in July, which I can reset and refresh some more, but I need a little bit of a reset right now. So that's my focus. And I just want to focus back on the basics. What makes me happy? What fires me up? And that's reading. So I want to make sure I read 1 fiction book a month and 1 nonfiction book this month. And then I want to watercolor. I'm not working right now. I do have my daughter I need to take care of. But I am wanting to carve out some time, maybe when she's napping or doing an activity, where I can pull out my watercolors and kind of just dabble in that a little bit. I haven't painted at all this year, and it makes me really sad. And so I'm wanting to dabble in that a little bit more. For fun and recreation, I want to focus on memories. With moving in the spring, April and May were kind of shot in regards to doing bucket list items within the season. We didn't get to do a lot of things because we were getting our house ready to sell, looking at houses, packing, all of those things. And I kind of am sad that we didn't get to do some of the things on my spring bucket list. So I've moved some of them over to June. And then I put a few things for the summer bucket list on June as well. And so I just want to accomplish as many of these as we can. Whatever doesn't get done, we'll probably roll over to next year anyway, because these are just basic things that I like to do every year. But we have go bowling with our daughter, go mini golfing, feed the ducks, visit the zoo, go to a baseball game. And my daughter has been begging, so I put this one on here too, go to a splash pad. She wants to swim. She wants to play in the water. And so that's going to be on my goals to make sure that we get that done. For work and learning, my focus is to learn because I will be going to a conference next week. It's like that first real full week of June. June 7th and 8th, I'm going to a conference, and it's actually called the Learn Conference, but it's a conference put on by my school district. It's for all teachers, elementary and secondary, and I am just super excited to go and learn new techniques and kind of get pumped up for the new school year. So I have that, and then prep term 1. For family and relationships, my focus is to connect. Now that we have more time that we can spend as a family, I want to connect a little bit more and be consistent with tot time. What tot time is at the beginning of the year, I thought that I was Superwoman for whatever reason. And I told myself, I'm like, hey, you work, your daughter's at daycare. What if when you get home from work every day, you do some sort of like preschool toddler type activity with her, and like you could learn letters and shapes and colors and numbers, do science experiments, art projects, all these things. That never happened. Like I had this like full planned out like preschool curriculum that I was expecting myself to do after I've taught all day, my regular curriculum that I teach my 13 and 14-year-olds. And then I was expecting myself to do this with my 2-year-old. Not realistic. And so I told myself, I'm like, you're not doing this anymore. And I kind of just dropped it. But then I had the idea to take the name Tot Time during the summer and for an hour each weekday, do something with my daughter just to kind of keep things fresh. I feel like I have more time now because it's summer to do a little bit more like in-depth things like that than I did during the school year, because by the time 4 o'clock rolled around, I was tired. I wanted to breathe for a minute before I had to make dinner and do all the evening routine stuff. And so, yeah, but with Tot Time in the summer, we are gonna do Make It Monday. So on Mondays, we're gonna do some sort of art or craft project. Tuesdays is Take a Trip Tuesday. So we're gonna go somewhere. It doesn't always have to cost money. So sometimes we'll go to the zoo or like a children's museum of some sort. But then other days we're just gonna go to the library or go to a splash pad or drive somewhere and get a treat. We're gonna take a trip somewhere to get out of the house and do something fun for at least an hour. Wednesdays is Water Wednesday. So once again, you could go swimming or to a splash pad. You could play in the water at your house. If you really wanted to, you could just fill your bathtub up with water and throw your kids in it and just let them play in the water there. Fill up a tub of water and let them have a water table. Like the options are endless with Water Wednesday. For Thursday, it's Thinker Thursday. So we are gonna do some sort of fun like experiment, or we're gonna read a book and talk about it. Just something academic. That's when we could introduce like letters, numbers, something school related. Thinker Thursday. And then Friday is Foodie Friday. And so on Fridays, we are going to either make a treat together or we're going to go get a treat and celebrate surviving the week. And so that's kind of what my Tot Time is. And I just want to build those connections with my daughter and have a meaningful summer. I know some days we're probably not going to get to an activity, or it's going to be something lame or something, I don't know, just not Pinterest worthy, I guess you could say. But I still just want to spend that time with my daughter. And if we have to have a break some days, we can, and we'll just move on to the next day. But that's the plan with Tot Time in the summer. And then of course I want to go on a date with my husband. We haven't really had many date nights since we decided we were gonna move, and so it'll be nice to just have some time with him and breathe for a minute and enjoy doing something with him. For health and wellness, my focus is love. I want to love myself more in June. And by that, I mean embracing who I am now and loving myself for who I am, but also loving myself and giving myself things that I need to be healthier and happier. I want to lose 5 pounds. I want to be more specific with like losing weight and what those goals look like. So I want to lose 5 pounds this month. And then I want to go to my therapy appointment. I also have my self-care challenge, and this is kind of sprinkled throughout all of my goals. I talk more about it on Instagram, but I wanted to show myself that I love myself more. And I read this quote somewhere that talked about that you're going to be a better person, better mom, better parent, better employee, better family member, better person in general, when you take care of yourself rather than running on empty all the time. And that really like touched me in a way. And because I don't do those things, I don't take care of myself the way I should. And I do run on empty a lot. And so I wanted to create some sort of challenge to help myself with that. At first I heard of the 75-day challenge, and that one's pretty intense with the workouts and the diets, and if you miss a day you have to start over. And I understand all of the reasons why with that, but I wanted to kind of do something really, really simple and soft, and so I kind of adopted some of those ideas and I put them into my own way of thinking. And so for my dietary, I am just eating a fruit and vegetable every day. So that's one of my habits for this month, is to eat a fruit and vegetable every day. I then have drinking 32 ounces of water every day, reading nonfiction for 20 minutes every day, scripture study, journaling for 15 minutes a day, and then going on a daily walk. Those are my habits for the month. And they're all part of this self-care love challenge that I have going on. But I'm super excited because they are simple things, but they're things that I really need to work on. And so there's that. If you're interested in joining me with this, I do have more information about it on my Instagram. My Instagram is linked below in the description. I have a highlighted version of it on my Instagram page, but I also have a post and downloads that you can use to track things. And so if you're interested in that, let me know. Or you can just check me out on Instagram. So there's that. There's my love piece for the month. With spiritual growth, I just want to grow. I want to make sure I'm doing that scripture study and really just coming closer to God through growing. With financial, my focus is to save. I want to set up our monthly budget. It's a little different now with our new house and everything, and so just reset all of that, figure out our finances, and then I want to do a summer savings where I am not buying things all the time. I need to set up what I want to do with that, but it's kind of like a no spend challenge, but more just like, instead of spending the money, I'm gonna throw it into savings. So if I get tempted to buy something, instead of buying it, throwing it in savings type of thing. And then with physical environment, I also chose to focus on resetting, just figuring out and finalizing things with our house, making sure everything's set up the way that we want it to, everything's unpacked and clean. And then I need to clean out my car. That's another thing that I need to do because I still have a lot of things in my car from the school year and living at my parents, and so there's a lot there. But anyways, those are my goals, monthly goals for the month of June. I'm super excited and hopeful for this month. I have some good feelings. I'm going to be sharing a lot of my goal journey with you guys and talking about just how things are going every week. I do plan on checking in every week and sharing with you my weekly actions, which here are my weekly actions for May 29th through June 4th. So I'll probably post these on Instagram too, or they'll already be posted depending on when you watch this video. But yeah, here's to a new month. In the comments below, let me know one goal that you're excited for this month. It could be like a big monthly goal, a weekly action item you want to do each week, a habit that you want to do each day, just something that you're excited about. And then any fun summer plans that you might have going on. Let's talk about all those fun things in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of my planning content here on YouTube. And until next time, guys, I'll see y'all later. Bye.